Hi, Howard. My name is Damon Von Schweikert, and I'm the CEO of Von Schweikert Audio, and I'm here with my partner, Leif Swanson. He's our Chief Design Officer, and we're in Commack displaying one of our speakers, the Endeavor Reference Edition. We're at New Life Audio, which is one of our newest premier dealers. They have two locations, but today we're in the Commack location in New York, and Shawn will be here to kind of explain a little bit about their dealership. And I thank the listening chair for showing up.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having us. So I'm going to be covering 2 days here. Is that right? Right. So
that's correct.
What do we have, just in a sentence or two, what do we have here today as far as from Von Schweikert?
The nice thing about New Life Audio is they do represent the entire line of speakers, so that across our line. But today we're demonstrating the Endeavor Reference Edition loudspeakers that retail for $22,000 MSRP.
Hey, so I'm Shawn from New Life Audio. For this event, we have 2 days. Today is going to be the Commack location where we are displaying the Endeavor Reference Edition. And to go along with this gear, we have the Lumen that we're streaming with, which is over here. We're doing the Mola Mola Tambaki DAC. It's going to a VAC preamp. And from there, we're running VAC SIG 200s.
Okay, monoblocks.
Monoblocks.
Right.
And those are hitting the speakers.
Okay, and what are the cables?
The cables we are using today is Masterbuilt Audio Ultra cables. And we also have REL subwoofers that we're using for room correction in the back of the room.
Okay, so just for people who may be unfamiliar with, can you maybe just tell us a little bit about the company?
Sure. So New Life Audio, we started in 2016 actually. And we started as a home theater company. We install home theaters in houses, and we branched off into outdoor entertainment and things like that. And then eventually we've branched out into the high-end world, and we partnered with Von Schweikert Audio, which we believe are one of the best speakers in this industry.
Okay, what would you think the total cost of the reference system is, the system that we're listening to here?
The total cost of this system would be around $50,000.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk to Damon and find out a little bit more about the speakers.
Great.
This right here, what we're showing this weekend at Commack, is the Endeavor Reference Edition, also known as the ERE. You can find information about it on the website. It's in a walnut finish. It comes with a grill. It's magnetized grill, covers it. But we're showing the drivers here. So it incorporates a pair of aluminum woofers, carbon fiber mid-range, and this model is the first that incorporates the beryllium tweeter. We use this beryllium tweeter throughout the entire rest of the line, all the way up to our Ultra line. As a matter of fact, the Ultra 7s we're going to hear tomorrow has the same tweeter. And then and it's all tied together with our proprietary gain network, which Leif will talk about in a little bit. And then on the back here, we have a ribbon tweeter. It's part of our air network, and it's part of the way we do the wave launch. It's attenuated, and let me explain. Von Schweikert doesn't do a wave launch like other speakers. Our whole design philosophy is based on 2 things, really. My father hypothesized that the role of a loudspeaker is to inversely decode what a microphone encodes. Anything else could damage the signal. And that's a very driving principle of everything we do, whether it's how we design cabinets, crossovers, signal path. We don't want to step on the signal. As you see, there's very little toe in here. So you don't set them up like you would traditionally do, where people they try to take the room out of the equation. They kind of beam them at the shoulders of the listener. They're locked in a single position with their head in a vise. These will anchor with each other and then anchor with the room. And Howard, as you get to hear this later, we have quite a dynamic soundstage, very wide, very deep. And actually, you can get up and walk around the room, and you're going to have that center stage. It may move a little bit at the extremes, but it's still locked in, and that's only possible because of our off-axis response.
What type of amplifiers do you like to pair these with?
Anything neutral. You know, we have a stable of amplifiers that we use when we're voicing the speaker, from solid state to tube to Class D. By being able to analyze our product from multiple facets or views of the different amplifiers, that's how we know that we can keep it neutral or getting closest to neutral without having, quote, a house sound. Accuracy is critical to us. And there's a lot of good contemporary as well as some older electronics that are very neutral.
What's the minimum, amplification that you'd want?
So it's always going to matter to room. Room's going to have a big part of it. We want to pressurize the room, and the goal to get really great performance is to have headroom in your amplifiers, right? You can, people have run our speakers in smaller rooms with 30, 50 watts. We recommend 100. Power is relatively cheap. And the reason why you want to have as much as you can buy is because you want your system to be running without breaking a sweat, just chunking along. And then when a dynamic passage comes in, you're going to have all that jump because you've got the headroom.
Do you find that Beryllium has a sonic signature?
What I found is that the implementation of Beryllium has been subpar. As a matter of fact, we first ran into this when my dad introduced the VR55 in 2014, I think. Ceramic drivers, Beryllium tweeter, it's what we're using in our Ultra line. And I remember showing them, people would come in and said, "Oh, you've got ceramic cones and Beryllium driver. I don't like the sound of those." And I said, "Oh, why don't you like them?" "Well, I think it's kind of hard, or I can hear the Beryllium." And I said, "Well, why don't you have a seat and let me know what you think?" And they'd sit there and listen. I said, "Well, are you hearing the materials?" And they would say, "Well, no, I'm not doing it on this one." And I said, "That's the point. If you can identify the materials of a loudspeaker you're listening to or the environment you're listening in, it defeats the purpose of high-end audio. You know you're listening to a system and analyzing the specifics of it. What you should be doing is being able to get past that point of disbelief and just hear the music and be present in the experience. We wouldn't produce a speaker that was tattletaling on itself that it's a speaker due to the material choices we've made.
A couple things. I just wanted to reiterate a couple things that he touched on. One of them is our Global Access Integration Network. This is a proprietary technology. Siegfried Linkwitz himself said, "Albert, you've designed an entirely new crossover," before he passed away, unfortunately. But what it does is it allows us to create an imaging and a depth of sound stage in such a way as if a dipole speaker was doing it, but without losing the attack and the direct connection, the punch that you get from a typical dynamic driver speaker. No other speaker that I've encountered does this, not to this level, not like this. It is closest thing to a live, reproducing the live performance to give you that sensation of like, no, they're not in my living room, I'm at the venue.
Okay.
That's critical. My background is live sound engineering almost all my life, and that's what we try to achieve. That's what Albert was always trying to achieve, and so that is our goal. Everybody gets in front of these going, wow, that doesn't sound like a Beryllium tweeter. Implementation. It requires a very specific crossover topology that helps get rid of that metallic sound, and it just gives the Beryllium tweeters such a wonderful presentation and deliver those high frequencies without ever fatiguing, which is critical. And then the other thing I just wanted to touch on was the rear ambience driver, the ribbon tweeter in the back.
Right.
What that does is it's not a gimmick, but it is specifically designed to capture how a microphone picks up patterns. Microphones will pick up the direct noise, direct signal from someone's voice, but it also picks up reflections in other places. This is what helps it decode what that microphone has encoded. This is why our speakers image and sound the way they do.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, thanks for adding that. We appreciate it. And without any further ado, let's give a listen.
Thanks, Howard.